Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about the 5 myths of panic attacks. So let's get into them. Now the first myth is that they're caused by stress and anxiety. If you yourself have ever suffered with a panic attack, you know that they come out of nowhere. We don't even know what necessarily triggers us. Something may not even trigger us. It's not necessarily something that's environmental or something that's occurring right now. Panic attacks honestly happen because our system gets overwhelmed and overloaded and sends us into a fight or flight response, aka a panic. I also don't like this myth because it implies that we have control over it, like we can stop our panic attacks if we just change our environment. And the truth is that panic attacks will happen in a wide variety of places for a wide variety of reasons, those of which we aren't even privy to. We don't even know why they happen. And the second myth is that they're going to make us go crazy. Panic attacks, if they happen for too long, we're just gonna go insane. I've heard a lot of my clients say this, that it feels like they're losing their mind and they wonder if it can cause other mental illnesses to occur. And the truth is that panic attacks usually happen because we have some underlying mental illness, whether it be another anxiety disorder or depressive disorder, any kind of mood disorder. It can be a lot of different components that could lead us to having panic attacks and being more predisposed for panic. The truth is that panic attacks in no way affect the functioning of our brain as a whole, and the hormones like dopamine, norepinephrine, or any kind of neurotransmitter that could cause another mental illness or psychosis or quote unquote make us go crazy. The third myth about panic attacks is that having a severe one is going to cause us to go into cardiac arrest. I've heard from a lot of my clients that because a racing heart is one of the symptoms that they experience most with panic attacks, or even the buildup to a panic attack, they'll start feeling their heart race, and they worry that if they're in a really extreme or intense panic attack for a sustained period of time, let's say for an hour, that they're going to go into cardiac arrest and this is going to be how they're going to die, and it sends them into panic even more quickly and keeps them there longer. But the truth is, and this is something important to kind of note and to tell yourself maybe when you feel those symptoms happening, is that our heart is extremely strong. It can beat at over 200 beats per minute for days, if not weeks, especially if we're young. It can beat for weeks at that rate without sustaining any damage. I just want you to take a second to let that sink in. We could essentially be in panic for a really, really long period of time without our heart ever being hurt, or even potentially considering it going into cardiac arrest or having any kind of malfunction. Therefore, on average, panic attacks last from 3 to 10 minutes. So a 3 to 10 minute panic attack is not in any way going to harm your heart or cause a heart attack. The fourth myth is that they're used as a way to get out of something we just don't want to do. If we hear that one more time, am I right? For those of you who don't understand what a panic attack is or what can cause a panic attack, like I stated earlier, they come out of nowhere. They are not triggered by our environment. It's not due to an overreaction by us. It's usually a result of another underlying mental illness. And these feel like they come out of nowhere, happen quickly, and can stay, and they're extremely uncomfortable. So if you found yourself having these attacks anytime you went to the grocery store, then you would start to not want to go to the grocery store. Or whenever you're in a crowded place, like I've had a lot of clients that are like, if I'm ever in a busy thing, like a club or a concert, or even like a really busy day at the mall, they've had panic attacks. We don't really know why, but they're then attaching busyness and a lot of people with panic attacks. Therefore, if someone's going to call you, a friend's going to ask you to go out to a party and you think it's going to be a small group and you're like, sure. And then later you find out there's going to be like 50 people there. You're like, I'm going to have to say no. But we need to understand that panic attacks and panic disorder is a real diagnosable mental illness. And because we don't know what triggers them and they come out of nowhere, we fear the next one may be just around the corner. So of course, we're going to limit the amount of things that we do until we can get them more under control. And the fifth and final myth about panic attacks is that there is nothing that we can do to treat them. That's wrong. There are a lot of things that we can do to treat them. Yay! Number one, and something that I've been reading, because if any of you follow me or have been on the live streams or follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, I've been working very hard at your anxiety workbook, and I'm super excited for it to come out. But the thing that I learned through all the research I've been doing is that progressive relaxation, like clench your feet, relax your feet, clench your calves, relax your calves. That type of exercise, doing that 20 to 30 minutes a day, can calm our system down to such an amount that those who struggle with panic disorder may rarely, if never again, if they continue to do the progressive relaxation each day, they may never have the symptoms again. They're still doing more studies on it, but progressive relaxation is surprising to me, but it's so amazing and been so helpful and beneficial. And the other is that CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy, is also helpful for panic disorder and those of us who struggle with panic attacks, because a lot of times we build up the panic and our system's fight or flight response by worrying about all of those things, like it's going to cause a heart attack, I'm going to be super embarrassed, I'm going to go crazy, I may fall over or faint. All those worries and kind of falsely held beliefs that we have, CBT can really help us challenge those. Also, medications have been shown to be extremely beneficial. SSRIs, SNRIs, and benzodiazepines have been shown to be extremely helpful for those of us who struggle with panic disorder. And I know that not all of you are interested in taking medication. This is just another option that's available. And if you are out there and you are struggling with panic attacks and you feel like they're happening with more frequency and it's controlling the way that you live your life, please reach out, please talk to someone. There are different professionals and a ton of help available. We just have to ask for it and we just have to reach out. And I know it's scary to do the first reach out, but know that we're used to managing it. We can handle it. We are kind, calm, wonderful people, and maybe bring an extra supportive person with you to that first appointment, or maybe they make the call and set up the appointment for you. Find ways, use your resources to get the support and help that you need. Please share this video. I think a lot of people talk poorly about panic attacks or don't understand them. And I also put some in here, if you didn't notice, for those of us who struggle and the myths that we tell ourselves about panic attacks, because I think both are really important to note. And leave in the comments, what are some myths that you've heard? What is the way that you talk back to that myth so that we as a community are erasing the stigma associated with mental health? I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye!